Hey guys, today we are in Florida. I've been shooting a lot in Florida, specifically Orlando. I've almost become an honorary Florida man because I've been here so many times this year. Right now, I'm in a very, very beautiful BMW M5 E39, and I'm following my buddy Brent and Drew in two equally beautiful BMW E30 M3s. Now, the difference between these two red ones, one of them is an Evo 3, and the other one is just a normal E30, which both of them are very special. They look great on the road. It's a lot of fun following them right now. We're gonna go visit Matt from Obsessed Garage. I've never seen his place. I know he did a bunch of upgrades to it recently, so I'm really looking forward to that. I know our good friend Adam LZ works with them a lot, so I'm excited to see how it goes. I'll take you guys along. We'll take a look at these three incredible cars, and we'll also talk about the fact that Drew is slowly but surely making me a BMW guy just like him. You turn from E92 Drew to E30 Drew. You have two beautiful E30s. These are both in the Enthusiast Auto Group inventory.
That's correct.
But one is more special than the other. This one is very, very special. And even though they both look red on camera, it's not just red.
They're different colors. So this is in a Barat red, and that's red. So
just red.
Yeah, and that's got a little bit of orange in it. So it's like, this one's a little bit closer to henna rot red, or we just call it henna red, which is, realistically, it's a shade of orange. But this is in between the two of them.
This one is 3 times the price, or more than 3 times the price of this one. What is this one?
So this is a Sport Evo. A nickname is a Evo 3. It's an unofficial nickname. The actual name is Sport Evo. It's a 1990. They're all 1990s. They made 600 of them in rest of world, not North America, unfortunately. So this is an imported car from the motherland.
So this one is for sale right now on EAG for $300,000.
Yes.
How much is this one going for?
This one's only 100, but I will say the biggest price difference between the two, other than it being a Sport Evo, is the mileage. So this has got 22,000 kilometers. This has got 91,000 miles.
And this one has a lot more miles, but it's like fully refreshed.
It is. This car, I don't imagine that you'll be able to tell on camera, but this thing is just, it's so clean. I'm actually driving this daily until now. We're gonna drop it off to Matt at Obsessed Garage for him to play with. But I'm blown away by this car. You could get a car that's 5 years old that has 90,000 miles, and it's not as nice as this thing. I love it.
Can you just point out the differences? Because I did have a chance to drive both, and one of the things that I noticed is, of course, the first thing that's very obvious is the dogleg transmission. Both
Which
of them
I had to teach you how to, yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
When you get into it, if you're used to like a normal H pattern shifter, first gear is left and up. This is not. This is a dogleg, so first gear is left and down.
Correct.
It makes it a lot nicer for the 2 to 3 shift, which you're in a lot, especially on the track. If you're not doing daily driver usage, if you're on the back roads and on the track, the dogleg is a lot easier. And then the other day when I watched you move this thing, it was the funniest thing because I was just sitting waiting. It must have felt like 2 to 3 minutes of me.
I couldn't figure it out.
For you.
Yeah.
Pull out of the parking garage, and I was like, "What's going on?" I see him struggling.
It was a total rookie move. I'm literally like, "Why is this not going into first?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm an idiot." That happened. Not only is it a dog leg, the gear ratio is shortened, so even. Yes, it is easier from second to third, but they're closer gears. That way when you're ripping around the track.
Closer gears, Alcantara, touch points, e-brake, shifter, and then this is the stock Alcantara, or is this suede back then? It's not Alcantara, it's suede,
It's not Alcantara.
Okay.
Yeah,
because it wasn't invented yet.
Right.
This is real suede.
Yeah, which it naps out quite a bit.
Right.
So hopefully Matt can get some of that out. These, I mean, they never look great, but you know, he's the wizard,
Right.
cleaning that stuff. So, Recaro seats
This
in the
is
fabric.
special, right?
It is. Yep. You
What is
can
it
get
called?
it.
Is
What's
it
that?
M-Rain?
That's not M-Rain. No,
What is
M-Rain was
this?
later. I don't know the actual fabric.
But it's
name.
throughout the whole thing. It's in the back
It
too.
is.
And also the door
The door,
panels
yeah, the door cards.
are this. Really, really nice. This doesn't have that. This is all black leather.
Yeah, this obviously this one. They come in different colors.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the stock steering wheel, stock seats for the normal one. It's funny we say the normal one, but this is so clean.
It's still awesome to drive too. I mean, these like neither one of them's fast. Let's be clear on that. If this is the only car that you had to drive and you obviously loved fast cars, this wouldn't be the car for you. This is more of a nostalgic feel. That's a classic, easy vehicle to drive.
Yeah, but the thing that you agree with me on both of these after driving both of them, they just feel so lightweight compared to modern cars.
Yeah.
It just feels a lot more fun to drive at lower speeds around town.
Correct. The Sport Evo is so much lighter in the front end. I mean, the car doesn't feel like it weighs anything anyway. But when you get in a Sport Evo, man, it's like, it is so much lighter in a steering feel.
Let's show the engine bay. This is pretty much the main difference between the two that make the Evo.
Well, there's
3.
there's a lot of differences that we'll go over.
Right.
On that one.
Love the way these hoods.
The hinged hood, yeah, it's super cool. So this one's been, you know,
This one has been
powdered.
BMW M-Powered.
Yeah, a lot of these guys do that. It's not necessarily my preference, but it's there, so we'll leave it. So this is a 2.3 S14. Most people know the S14 is called that because it took BMW Motorsports 14 days to make the motor.
That's it? 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah. This is the E30 is a homologated car, you know, from the late 80s, and they took the S38 and they had to chop 2 cylinders off into the S14, and it took them 2 weeks to do it. So here we are.
So
these are still hand built.
2.3, pretty high revving, individual throttle bodies.
Yep. That's a 2.5 stroked.
Let's take a look at that.
Yeah.
So then 2.5, you know, it's funny, driving them back to back, I seriously didn't think it would be that much of a difference, but wow, it's a big difference.
It really is. The biggest difference is the motor. Obviously, this one's way smoother. That one vibrates quite a bit. But it's the culmination of a lot of little differences that give you an overall bigger feel difference between the Evo and the non-Evo.
Yeah, I didn't think this would feel that much faster, but honestly, it almost feels like a different car.
Yeah.
It feels so much faster. You're going through the gears faster, obviously, because of the gearbox.
Yeah.
But that extra 200 cc of displacement really does come into play, too.
Yeah.
There's other things like
Oh, you mean
brake
overall?
ducts.
Yeah.
Overall.
So you don't have fog lights on the Sport Evo. You have brake ducts. You've got an adjustable front lip.
Oh, it's adjustable.
Yeah, and you have an adjustable rear spoiler or gurney. What do they call these? Gurney straps.
Gurney flaps.
Gurney flaps. Gurney straps.
So this is adjustable too.
It is. Yeah, this is kind of cool. They have 2 nicknames for the settings. If you put it all the way down, it's called the Monza setting, and if you put it all the way up in current format, it's the Nürburgring setting.
Oh,
like
I mean, it makes sense. For
Yeah.
Nürburgring, you want more cornering
Yeah.
speed. For Monza, you want more straight line.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. You can really tell the difference. I mean, it adds so much more character. It's just the smallest thing. When I was following both of these, it was such a pleasure to see this one versus that one. It just, that one just looks so much more subtle. This is just adding just a little
extra.
I love it.
Different exhaust.
So this is a different exhaust, or is this?
Yeah, it's a different rear section, so like different muffler basically on the Sport Evo versus the regular E30.
Wait, this is stock?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Right.
Wait. Oh my God, I can't believe that came stock on a BMW.
Mm-hmm.
That's like some Ricer stuff. Like,
Well,
that's something that we like you see on so many tuner cars because, you know, they spit flames and stuff.
Well, speaking of Ricer tuner cars, we had to put the Honda plate frame on there, as you know.
That's your signature.
Just adds the reliability.
Yeah.
Right.
What else? Wheels are different, right?
Wheels are different. These are 16-inch Nagaro wheels versus 15-inch, you know, just regular, you know, E30 wheels.
I love these though. I think they look so good. So this
Yeah, I
one
mean,
is
the 16s honestly, they look so much better. The finish is
Yeah.
better. That 1 extra inch, we all know about, having 1 extra inch on your wheels. Does make
Nice.
that much of a difference.
Yokohama S-Drive tires.
Yeah.
BMW and Yokohama go way back.
Dunlops.
This is really, really cool, though. It does look that much better. It sits nice. So I'm assuming, does this have suspension?
So the Sport Evo has different suspension than the regular, but this one actually has aftermarket suspension as well. So it's even lower.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's why it sits so much nicer.
Correct. I mean, it'll sit nicer anyway, but not this low. We just got it. I haven't looked underneath. I don't know what it has for coilovers, but we'll figure it out.
Things I love about anti-gravity batteries. Lighter weight. Restart feature with remote key fob. Doesn't leak. No corrosion on the terminals. Longer life. Faster, more efficient charging. More output. Get yours at antigravitybatteries.com. This one is so pure. This one doesn't even have a radio, right? This one doesn't even have AC.
There were options. So you could do, the most desirable spec is a non-radio, non-AC cloth slick top.
Like, look how clean this is. Like, I can't believe how nice this BMW block off plate is. It's the same texture as the rest of the dash, which, by the way, is perfect and uncracked. It looks like a brand new vehicle.
That's actually more important than to note than you would think. Most of these cars, the Sport Evo specifically, were driven very hard. Like most of these were not trailer queens. So a lot of these cars have, a reasonable amount of miles on them. This one's got 22,000 kilometers. So
low.
14 or 15,000 miles.
Yeah, 22,760. We've put a lot of it on there too. I remember we picked it up and it was like 22.5. And now we've put all these kilometers on it. This is really cool. This plate, Sport Evolution 1990.
Yeah.
But this is so clean without the AC, just pure driver's car.
And we just spent an hour and a half with the windows down with no radio, no AC. So I'm worn out, but it was a blast.
Meanwhile, I'm driving the comfortable E39 BMW M5, which is honestly one of the best touring cars of all time.
Yeah, it's so good.
Let's just look at the interior on this one. This one was such a pleasure to drive too. This one, honestly, for me, is special because it has 92,000 miles.
It's crazy that the interior on this car looks as good as it does.
This one has the stock BMW radio with tape deck.
Super rad.
Is this stock?
They are, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That looks so crazy for it being stock. One of my favorite things about the E30, two things that I really like, if you guys haven't been in any E30s, there's instructions here on how to defrost. Basically, you have to turn this all the way this way and then follow the diagram. This one has to go this way. These two have to go this way. And this goes all the way to 4. So that's your defrost.
Yeah, correct.
How funny is that?
Yeah. It's
like it has to tell you the instructions.
They're a pain in the ass.
Right. That, and then also the check.
That's actually my favorite feature on the classic BMWs.
This thing, you push this and it does like a check for you. It's like a LED, old school LED light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you'll see.
I just like this. This scene is so good. You seeing the car for the first time is super cool.
So, the cool part about this is that, like, I don't think I want one of these.
Right.
You never know. And so what I had to do to this point is just buy it. And so
find out.
Came up with this crazy idea that I could play with this and do what I love to do and give
you,
it back.
You might change your mind after you drive these too.
You think?
They're He's
they're
not
pretty
an old
good.
car guy though. He's like
I'm not. I'm struggling with it.
he likes
Wait.
modern
This is not
classics.
an old car though.
It shouldn't be to him.
No. This is not an old car. When
But
you
it is
say old car, you're talking about 2002. That's an old car.
No, that's really old.
This is still pretty
It is-
nice. You could still drive this every day now and not be exhausted, honestly.
Yeah. No, they're easy to
Yeah.
drive. We talked about that.
Yeah,
Do you like the way these look?
not really.
You don't?
It's okay. This one's cool.
Yeah.
But
Are you
I
kidding me?
I probably only like it because it's 300 G's.
Yeah. Right.
Ah.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's just a little.
The intake coming from the side. Look,
Yeah.
when I'm standing
You
here.
know, the pinnacle for me is 2011.
Really?
11 to 15 is my E92.
Okay, okay.
Even that, 03 is a little old for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the perfect era, but that's just me. Like late 80s,
Yeah.
going into 90s, and then 2000 is kind of when it
Perfect for
took.
me is the pinnacle of
Yeah.
analog. You know,
I see.
991 GT3 is the, you know, 2014 Carrera S is the best Carrera S, or I guess 2015 GTS.
I do think you'll change your mind once you drive them,
I
and
hope
you'll see how.
I might be writing a $300,000 check. Is it for sale still?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It probably won't make it through my owner.
No.
I'll end up selling
No.
it for it.
Well, I'll call this right now. There's not a chance in hell he's going to buy this car.
Yeah.
He's going to drive it within 5 minutes. He's going to be like, nah, not for me.
All right, here we go. Obsessed Garage. So this may be the last tour before you move,
So
huh?
this is where we did all our design. This is where we did all our tech support, was all in here. And so I leased this building. And so I had the building next door, which is 3,600 square feet, which I had one side. And then I got the second side. And then I got this building. And then we outgrew all this stuff. And so this was all lined with sonic cabinets. And we had, Cree lighting and everything in here. All our humans were in here. We had about 20 humans in here working. And we just moved out, last month, into my new building, which is down the street, which looks like a grandma, 1996 school at the moment. But this looked like that too, and we painted it and lit it and all that stuff. So we did all our video, all our production, all our product creation there. Our photo studio was back here, and then my studio was here, or is here still. So this is the last thing that we're taking out.
I see. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is where I shot all my videos. This is 1,600 square feet. So my new building, my studio is going to be like 4,000 square feet. It's going to be 90 feet long, have a really crazy office and stuff. So we'll take this same concept and then do it there.
When do you think you're going to get all of this up and running over there?
By August is the goal. So it's the first time I'm going to seek, like I have Newspawn and Swiss Tracks and Cree sponsoring me, like giving me the stuff. All this I bought myself.
You paid for it, but in a different way, sir.
Yeah, so I've always bought it and then sold the stuff, and that was how I've created a living. And so this lift goes up to 80 inches, 78 inches, and we have the lev rack, and then this is where I've shot. We probably shot 1,500 videos in here, something like that.
It's just so cool to see the organization.
Well, I had it because we moved out. This was pristine, and so I took my desk out, and then and I'm working on one of my mountain bikes, and but the new garage will be totally dialed.
This thing is nice too. This is really. Is this your new car, Drew? Or?
Yeah. I actually just bought it. Matt doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Wires in that.
It's due for I was going to paint correct this. It's due for its 2-year Matt Mormon service. It's got some, just from toweling marks and stuff. And
Let's just put it on a trailer and send it to.
So this car, Larry, I spent $155,000 net, total for this car to get it to this spot. It had 32,000 miles on it. We did all the normal, power steering. So we did the ZCP, or is it ZHP? ZHP. We did the cooling. So we did the cooling system. I did a $20,000 stereo in it.
It's interesting because you saying that, like, it'll blow a lot of people away because people just don't realize how much things cost.
Because most guys, they do it steps over years. And the reason I know is I kept the spreadsheet. I want to see what would it cost to get it to this level. And this is a driver. This is not a perfect car. It's a 36,000 mile car. But it's clean.
I love that you're like, it's not a perfect car, and I look at it and it's a perfect car.
Well, perfect to me was like my Evo when I got it with 1,900 miles and no one had touched it. When I got it, I had to paint the hood, paint the front clip, and so it's not like I thought about doing a full, $30,000 paint job, and so it's not a perfect car. But it's really, really nice.
It's so nice. I love these so much.
Best darn aftermarket suspension I've ever done. It's a custom, Öhlins TTX.
Oh.
So this car, the best aftermarket suspension I've ever done on any car. The Brembo kit.
Love that design so
Yeah, I had found new door cards, so I bought new door cards and had the, this was the original original interior. And then those are Recaro Speed 5s that I had redone to match, stock.
So
and
good.
then this, since you're a nostalgia guy, this is from our era, man. Strut tower brace, subwoofer, I could have done a stealth, audio system, but I wanted to do it like I would have done in '96, when I was 16 years old.
Yeah, this was the dream car when I was in high school,
Your dyno rear section, all the things that the dyno strut tower brace, all the stuff I dreamt of when I was a kid.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that shift knob too. That is so cool.
Our little OG from, that's from our friends at Racing.
Yeah.
Jason Singh.
Yep. I run their stuff on my cars too.
Yeah, so he made made that for us, and actually it's really cool. I don't normally like aftermarket stuff like that. And then the radio or the head unit is the Porsche Classic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that to fit.
Yeah, it fits well.
Oh,
now
that is
when I
so
turn it
cool.
on, it says Porsche.
Yeah.
But the Porsche Classic radio works really well on here.
That is so cool. Yeah, when they came out with their double din, I was like, oh man, I hope they come out with a single din version.
But I did, Alcantara headliner and just did all the things you would want to do. It's cool.
Such a nice build. I love it. And this is the best part is if you didn't know, if you're not a car person,
right,
it just goes over somebody's head, right?
Yeah.
But if you know anything about cars, there's something special about this.
And then when I say it cost $150,000, I have a spreadsheet and I added all the stuff up, and it cost just that's without labor. That's me doing everything, And so I didn't, other than the paint guy that I paid to do it, just all those little things just add up. Like think about just doing the cooling systems, probably $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to do without labor. All the little parts and pieces, if you do it OE, if you do it OE spec.
Yeah.
And then buying the dyno parts, and then the interior costs, say, $10,000 to do. It just costs a lot of money to get the car to this level. But then the problem is, I can't, what am I gonna sell this for? 70 grand, So now I'm kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, but this is honestly, in my eyes, the perfect modern interpretation of the 36. I love it. It's so good. The brakes, everything.
I tried doing aftermarket wheels, but I just like these so much.
Yeah, they look great.
This is cool.
There's a lot of M3s in here.
Blowing up Instagram here, man. Oh, red.
Oh yeah. God, it would be great if we had the henna red down here too. The orange one.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Love me some ultraviolet.
Yeah, you and your damn ultraviolet. You're not allowed to have any BMWs until you get that down. Ultraviolet. Yeah.